Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Bento channel. My name is Ben/Bento, where I, along with a special guest, I'm going to be talking about the Webtoon Sweet Home by Young Chan, Mr. Young Chan. AnimeUpRise. Introduce yourself.
I'm AnimeUpRise. I make videos in anime and stuff.
So yeah, if you don't know about Sweet Home, I'm probably gonna have like a video in like a month or so. AnimeUpRise maybe already has like 800 videos about it. I don't know. He's pretty great. And he's pretty great. He's got like the best videos. So you should probably go check him out. Links in the description.
Yeah, better be.
This is from the same guy who made Bastard.
Have you read Bastard? Just kidding.
Yeah, Bastard was my first webtoon. And I loved it. I loved it because it was like this thriller, but it also had like small horror elements with the father and stuff. And when I got into Webtoons and I knew, like, I found out Bastard was on Webtoon, I was like, wait, hold on, let me reread this. And then I reread it for like the third time. And then I was like, wait, is there more? Does he have like more stuff? And it turns out he did. He had Sweet Home, or like
Sweet Home.
What is it?
The lesser
Is
version.
it Home Sweet Home or Sweet Home?
It's just Sweet Home. But it's sweet because death and gore.
Yes. nothing sweeter than people being mutilated or chopped in half or
pushed off the roof.
Or being
suicide.
Yeah, just talking. Hey, this is pretty good. This is actually good content right here. When this channel gets evaluated by the FTC and YouTube, I can say this is not made for children. Assholes.
Yes, the perfect video representing your channel.
Yeah, exactly.
About let's death and gore.
Just get out of the way, just fucking shit and stuff. But
yeah. Fuck.
So it follows our main characters, or our main character really, Hung Cha, who is actually really interesting. He's this guy who he's like this social recluse initially.
He's Hikikomori.
Yeah. He's like the guy from Welcome to the NHK, but not drugs. He doesn't do drugs. He's a teenager, and he just plays a bunch of like MMOs and stuff. Specifically, this one MMO. And his family, like his whole family, dies in a car crash to an event that he didn't go to. So he is spared from this death, but in turn he's all left alone, and so obviously he's not able to cope with what is happening. So his idea is, I'm just going to sell the house, move into an apartment, and then just MMO until he commits suicide. And he has like a day. I think it's like something on the 25th, right? It's like December.
He's waiting for this like anime movie or something.
Yeah,
at a theater.
It was for like this game, and after he was going to see that, he was going to kill himself, but the monster apocalypse happens.
Yeah, suddenly.
And so that puts a little bit of a wrench into his plans. Even though he still wants to go through with it for a lot of the apocalypse that we see him in for the first days or so.
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna die anyway.
And well, the monster apocalypse happens, and he gets a bass guitar girlfriend. It's really great.
Yeah, he gets a bass guitar girlfriend. Everything's fine now.
Yeah, everything's fine. Solved all the problems. It was just they needed the bass guitar girlfriend. That's it. Like
now
everybody
wants to live.
Everybody starts turning into monsters. It's much like zombies. It's much like if you've seen The Walking Dead. It kind of goes down very similar to that in many ways. And actually, I personally would call this the Korean Walking Dead because it's so similar in many ways to The Walking Dead. But I mean, what are your initial impressions of Sweet Home? This is like a sort of just a discussion video about it, but
kind of like a first impressions. Like when I first seen it?
Yeah, when you first read it, and to like just now, what do you think about it?
When I think about Sweet Home, it's one of those. It's one of the lesser um, webtoons I read. Like it's really good. The gore is nice, but every time I try to read it, when it comes out late at night, and I'm like, I don't want to read this at nighttime. I want to have sweet dreams.
That's actually how I read all my webtoons, is before I go to bed. So I read this all the time before bed.
And like when I first read it, I read it right after reading Bastard, because like coincidentally enough, like right after I finished reading Bastard, this one came out like right after.
Wow.
And I was like, yo, he made another one?
Yeah.
So I checked it out. I'm like, wow.
He made another.
He got a suicidal kid instead of a murderer kid.
Yeah,
cool.
What do you think about Hyun?
Hyun is like, I like his character. Like I like how he transformed into like a suicidal guy to wanting to be like a kind of like a hero in a sense. He wants to save his girlfriend. Space Guitar girlfriend.
Space Guitar girlfriend. Her name's Jisoo, by the way, and she is fan. I love Jisoo. Do you like her? Do you like her character?
Yeah, she's one of the better characters. Like she's really supportive to Hyun.
Yeah, she's a good girlfriend for sure.
And she can still kill some monsters too, so it is nice.
Yeah. I just her character is so endearing because she plays bass guitar. That's something like
she just plays bass guitar.
She just plays bass guitar, and it's this. I think that is like what made me like her so much, because I play bass guitar. I have 2 bass guitars, and so I love playing bass. It's one of my favorite things to do. Who doesn't love bass? I want to know.
Wow. What made me like her is, it's because she was like, when everyone was going against Hyun, she was like one of the very few people who stuck up for him.
Right.
During that time.
She was, which is, I think of an indictment of her character, of how, like you said, how supportive she is, and I think it's important. Like I do not want her to die, because I think it would, in turn, it would lessen Hyun's character, because I think they both play together really well.
But I can kind of see her dying.
Don't put that evil on me. Don't put that evil on me.
Just because, like, it kind of feels like with the recent part going on right now, like you're not caught up, but like it kind of feels like she's gonna die.
Yeah, I've read like 91 chapters or episodes. You've read almost 100. 98.
Which is caught up.
Yeah.
If you don't pay.
And so, like, I mean, maybe. I get the sense that since day one they were teasing that they were gonna kill this girl. So but I also think that's just the way this story is, where it's trying to make you. Well, I mean, there's like the whole arc we had with that old chick who wanted to kill her husband. And,
that one.
Which was great. That was like a really cool story, because it was like it showed an abusive relationship where they're both not good people.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Well, it did its job right. I didn't like either of them.
No, I mean, I don't like them as people, but as characters, I think their story represents like a pretty good story.
They both influenced each other to be like bad people.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Which is like, I don't know, you could probably get like a message out of that for sure. Like, don't beat your wife.
Yeah, don't beat your wife. Yeah, that's a perfect message.
Even if like your husband's an abusive asshole, maybe leave him and don't try to kill him. I don't know.
Even if you're in the apocalypse, don't kill your abusive husband.
That's true. That's very true. It's very true. So yeah, what do you? Speaking of, like, a lot of this is like, a lot of what this story is, I feel what they're trying to do is like show like the duality of human beings, as well as also show like their monster side is like a part of this like duality. It's a part of like this side deep down inside them is trying to make them turn into monsters so that they can give in to their desires, right? And I love that. Like, it's very simple. I'm not going to go out and say it's like this most super deepest thing, but it's a very interesting, compelling plot device for sure.
And speaking of like the monsters and stuff, like I liked it when the human inside his inner mind and like saw and talked to his inner monster. about his
Yeah.
suicide day, and he lived out his suicide day and everything with that
Yeah.
chapter.
That,
That was just so cool.
yeah, there's a lot of just cool stuff that they're able to pull off. Which, going into like the monsters and stuff like that, what are your like favorite monsters?
Well, like, my favorite monster, I like the goop monster. Like he can like go into people's bodies, and he can just fucking goes in them, and controls their body.
I found that. I originally thought it was like in my head, like when I first like my first impressions of this thing, I was like, it's probably just like dirty water or something.
Probably just dirty. Well, yeah.
It's dirty water monster. I don't know.
And I like the tank one. I loved it when they like had their battle with the tank. Like that was a really good fight. Like
I loved it. It was great. That monster was just really like funny and like scary.
protein.
Which I think is awesome. Yeah, he's just like protein. God damn it. And he's got this like horrifying face. And he's just this massive, just muscle-y monster.
He can destroy you.
Which I think that's like an important thing, like with like thrillers and horror stuff, is that there's like a certain bit of comedy to it that I think almost enhances like the horror in some ways. And I think that was like a perfect example of like comedy enhancing something.
Oh yeah, definitely. And yeah, I was But anyways, with that fight with him and later chapters with the whole group when they're trying to escape to the hospital, with that fight when they found like the protein monster, and I seen that, I was like, I'm pretty sure I wasn't like, I didn't know if they were gonna live. Like that fight was really tense. I had no clue who was gonna come out of that. Like I knew someone was gonna die. Like that was just, well, who was it? I was always on the edge during that fight.
Yeah, it's very good. I think my favorite. Let's see. God, I think the most memorable, because it's hard to put a favorite on it, because I do really like the protein guy, but
Protein.
I like the very first one we see, which is the girl who eats her own cat, and she's really hungry. It's because which is I think also a perfect example to set up like what you're trying to go with these monsters is like her deepest desire was to just fucking eat. And she ate, man. She ate. And that really, I think that stuck with me the most out of all of them, because one, it's like she ate her goddamn cat. That's horrific. That's so sad. You don't want that to happen. And like she was actually scary and shit.
And the other monster I like too is the one with only half a face. That one comes up a lot.
Oh, that's my favorite one. That's gotta be my favorite one. That one's like iconic.
Yeah, that one's like the most popular one out there. He comes up so much.
I love it. I like because he's got that ear. He's kind of like a clicker from The Last of Us, if you've played that, or if anybody.
Oh yeah, clicker.
Yeah, he's very much like that.
Like I love the tense vibe when they go around him, because you can't see, right? So you have to be really quiet, and it's just so tense around.
Yeah.
So you never know when they're gonna make a mistake, and it's like, I'm like, holy shit! Don't do anything wrong.
They're very good at adding stakes. There's also the tentacle girl. That was interesting.
The tentacle.
She's very forgettable, but she had like a bunch of tentacles and stuff, and it's very forgettable.
Yeah, forgettable is right.
Because you have forgotten. There's also the monster that can extend its neck.
Oh yeah, that one.
Disgusting.
I didn't remember. I knew that one, but I was like, I didn't know what to call that one.
It had like a bunch of. It had a really bulbous head, like a light bulb, and it had a bunch of eyes.
In 1 second, I just remembered the tentacle one now.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, I just remembered that.
Oh, and the security guy with was the weed whacker.
Oh, that one was real. That one I wasn't. That was a surprise.
I loved that one. That one was awesome. And every time he killed a person, he like got their soul or something, and it made him heavier. Like that was cool.
That was like an amazing situation. I was like, holy shit, no, don't stop it.
Yeah, and he kills that one chick, right?
Yeah. What was her name again?
I can't remember. She
So many
deserved it.
characters.
Who cares? Just kill
Yeah,
them all. I don't want
Yeah.
Hyun and Jisoo to live because they gotta,
they gotta stay alive.
they gotta get married and have a happily ever after story where they play in a
What?
band.
It's playing a band, yeah. The Happy Enders playing a fucking band.
He's just playing like bass chords and he's like trying to sing.
I think the happiest ending for Hyun is not dying.
Which actually, speaking of, there's that awesome scene when the security guard comes down where she wrote a song for him, which I thought was really cool.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
It was
Yeah,
it was really good. Very touching.
That was touching, like right calm before the storm kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was nice.
Oh.
So also, there's the thing with Hyun, like, kind of like like you said earlier, talking to his other side and tapping into this power of being a monster. How many others do you think are going to be able to do this? Because we already have set up with the others.
Yeah, we have like one more monster, like that controls monster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure there's gonna be probably a little bit more, but I don't think there's gonna be many. Like if I had to put a number on it, I think there'd be around like maybe 6.
I do wonder. It definitely can't be everyone because not everyone can do it, right? So
you have to have a will or something like that.
You gotta.
I don't know how Hyun did it though, because he was suicidal. Clearly, his will was almost completely gone until the basic guitar girlfriend came in.
Which I don't even think she like changed him that much. I think what it maybe was is that while he wanted to die on that day, I don't think he may have went through with it anyways. I think it may have been a thing where it was like that was his lowest would be that moment. And you get to your lowest point and you survive that lowest point, it can only get better from there.
Yeah, definitely. Like right now, Hyun is like becoming way better. But I can't talk about it because no spoilers. Because there's something happening in the later chapters that it's crazy. It's just insane.
It is insane. The story gets really good.
It's really tense. That's what I love about this story. It's really intense. Like you never feel safe in reading this manga. Like your favorite character could probably pretty much die.
Yeah, I think that's the nature of this kind of story, but I think it really works here because of the way that they present their stories, and as well the shorter chapters, and just the fact that a lot of it's a very simple setup. It's just a monster apocalypse. So if you've seen a zombie apocalypse story, it's about the same thing, but the characters are really cool, and the idea of how they turn into monsters is really compelling and interesting, because seeing a monster and trying to figure out how they turned based off what they look like is super interesting.
Yeah, I love that about the monsters though, because like by how they turn into one monster, they have characteristics on their design. I love how the author did that with the monsters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very interesting, very very interesting. It's one of those instances where absolutely the character design itself is like sometimes all you need to know. Like the Protein guy, you don't know about Protein before he became Protein. He
wanted the fucking muscles, man. He wanted the protein.
Man, God, what else?
Yeah, I was like, what else?
We've exhausted so many things. Do you think this is going to get an anime adaptation? We know Crunchyroll recently have come out and said they're going to make their own like animated adaptations. Do you think that it'll be an American adaptation through Crunchyroll, or do you think it's going to be actually animated by a studio? Do you want to see that happen?
I want to see this become an anime. And I think it might actually get animated too, because it's quite pushed on Webtoon. I see the promotion for this one quite a bit when I'm looking around, and I would also love to see it. And if I had to choose, it would be a Japanese studio, because I don't know about the Western ones. Like, I think it really would be awesome to see like Hyun and them animated with voice actors, and it'd probably make the whole suspenseful scenes a lot better. Maybe. I'm not sure.
Japan is really interesting with their horror. I'm not sure this is very. This doesn't seem like a Japanese horror thing, because Japanese horror is like, how many times can rape and gore happen?
Oh yeah. Now that you talk about it, yeah, I guess that's what they do.
That's pretty much what they do, with some caveats here and there. But this is very much this is more. I don't know. This is
Korean.
It's a Korean, but I feel like
It feels American. Yeah, it feels American.
Like an American, if they sat down and read this, it would be at home outside of a couple things, but I mean, feels very Western in that sense.
The reason I chose that Japanese one is more for the art, because usually when you go to an American animated, it kind of simplifies the art style a lot more than the Japanese anime do.
Yeah. I wonder. We haven't seen. Have we seen a Crunchyroll animated?
Wasn't there like the pink-haired witch kind of thing going? Or came out a while ago? Or did it even come out? Like the Crunchyroll original?
I don't know. Oh. I haven't seen a single Crunchyroll original, but
I think it was a couple years ago.
Yeah, you're totally right, but I wonder if we'll just have to see, because you damn well know they're going to be doing Unordinary.
They better do Unordinary.
You damn well know. And speaking of Unordinary, if you want to hear us talk more, over on AnimeUpRise's channel, we have an Unordinary discussion where we're going to be just talking all about Unordinary. So if you're a fan of that series, definitely want to go check it out right now. Links are in the description and the comment, the pinned comment. So you got two places to look for it. AnimeUpRise, where can they find you?
They can find me on my YouTube channel, AnimeUpRise, and on Twitter at AnimeUpRise. Basically, every social media you can find, AnimeUpRise.
There you go. Simplified. Easy.
I like to be easy.
All right, let's put that on a gravestone. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give this a like and comment below. What are your thoughts on Home Sweet Home or Sweet Home or whatever it's called? And hey, if it gets enough likes or something, maybe AnimeUpRise will do another one of these Webtoon videos with us. That would be pretty cool, pretty sweet to see. As well, I'm going to be doing Unordinary videos weekly. Probably not as good as Satsuki the Savage, but I'll be doing them weekly, by God, and I can't wait, because that series is freaking awesome. So
I'll be sure to check them out.
AnimeUpRise is a good friend. Thanks everybody for watching this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.
Well, that's nice.